We are in Washington's political swamp, where for years far-left bureaucrats have squandered your hard-earned tax dollars on radical political agendas, Green New Deal initiatives, transgender policies, and even anti-American propaganda. Those days are coming to an end. More from my interview with President Trump and Elon Musk, Sean. As I scroll through this information, and I'll be showing a lot more, I want both of you to weigh in. Here are the cost savings. This is something every American needs to understand. The average American makes $66,000 a year, yet we have a national debt of $37 trillion. All the money I'm about to reveal, what's on the screen, is being sent to foreign countries instead of being invested here at home, for better schools and law and order. The average taxpayer should be outraged that their money has been misused. Sean, I want to know, because people are asking. She's uncovered a lot of data. She's been really helpful in exposing this. They deliberately hide the real intentions behind the spending. For example, it's labeled as humanitarian aid in places like Serbia or Afghanistan. We even send money to China, which is absurd. I want to see exactly what they're doing with our tax dollars. They try to conceal it. But look at this. $20 million for a Sesame Street program in Iraq. $56 million to promote tourism in Tunisia and Egypt. $40 million to build schools in other countries. $45 million for diversity scholarships in Burma, $520 million for ESG consultants and investments in Africa, DEI programs in Serbia, a DEI musical in Ireland, a transgender opera in Colombia. It sounds unbelievable, but this is actually what happened. Sean, I have 20 pages of this. How much have you identified so far, and what's the estimated total? Our goal is to cut $1 trillion from the deficit. If this spending isn't reined in, America will go bankrupt. A country can go bankrupt just like an individual can. The waste, fraud, and abuse have led to a $2 trillion annual deficit. It's insane. We inherited this. Inflation is back. I've been here just 2.5 weeks, and they're blaming me. These people have run the country into the ground, spending money like never before. They were handed $9 trillion and threw it away. They wasted it on what I call the Green New Scam. The biggest scam in American history. Sean, DEI woke policies, transgender programs, LGBTQ+ funding, all sent overseas, not kept here. Sean, it's baffling. How do you spend $9 million just to teach DEI? You could get a degree from MIT for far less. Sean, how much waste, fraud, and abuse have you uncovered? How much more do you think you'll find? I think we've just scratched the surface, maybe 1%. The amount of money being misused is enormous. We'll probably identify $1 trillion, but that's still just a fraction of the total waste. Sean, you've also discussed the Department of Education and whether it's necessary. Some people worry that eliminating it could hurt students or affect Social Security and Medicare. Can you reassure Americans about those programs? Look, Social Security isn't going to be touched, except to remove fraud. Medicare and Medicaid will remain unchanged. But illegal migrants milking the system, we're getting them out. I want to return education to the states. Places like Iowa, Indiana, Idaho, and New Hampshire should be in control, not Washington, D.C. Right now, the best schools are in countries like Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, and China. Meanwhile, we're ranked at the bottom, number 40 out of 40. The system is failing. We spend more money per student than any other country, and yet our results are the worst. It doesn't make sense. Returning control to the states will fix this. States that run efficiently, like Indiana and Iowa, will rise to the level of the best education systems in the world. Do you want federal standards? The only thing DC should require is basic competencies: English, reading, writing, arithmetic, and a little science. Beyond that, local control is key. Sean, you're taking on a huge task. I hope this succeeds. Godspeed, I believe it will work. We're not just cutting spending, we're going to generate revenue too. We're bringing in so much. Sean, but what about contracts? Some will have to be reevaluated, but the priority is doing what's right for the country.